It's a story of Julia, Peter, George, and Laura, who were four best friends, studied at Oakwood College, near the mysterious Ravenwoods. Their lives were about to change in ways they never imagined. It was a typical evening for four friends, Julie, Peter, Laura, and George, as they sat in the library. Peter stood up to search for a novel and climbed the stairs to retrieve a book from a higher shelf. As he opened the book, he found a peculiar paper with 4 columns drawn on it. 2 columns read, "No," and the other 2 read, "Yes." Peter found the paper intriguing and decided to keep it. Then he showed the paper to all his friends. All were discussing it with curiosity. Laura picked up the paper and exclaimed, "This is the famous Fatal Frame game. I've heard that playing this game can summon spirits." Julie's curiosity was piqued, and she asked Laura to explain the game. While Laura was explaining then, the librarian intervened, scolding the group for their continuous chatter. She asked them to leave the library if they weren't reading. The group decided to leave and walk home. Laura suggested playing the Fatal Frame game at her place, and the others agreed. They made plans to meet at Laura's house at 11 p.m. When they reached Laura's place, they had some snacks and discussed the game rules. They all went to the bedroom, and then Laura explained the rules of the game. 1. They had to hold hands and ask if any spirit was present. 2. They would place 2 pencils on the board, and if a spirit was present, the pencils would move to either yes or no. 3. Throughout the game, they had to hold hands. If someone deliberately let go, the spirit might become aggressive, and they would face the consequences. After, Laura was done with the instructions. Then they began the game and said all together,
"If there is any spirit in the room, show its presence."
After attempting 3 to 4 times, they couldn't see any changes. The pencil was not moving and everything was fine. Then, Julia deliberately leaves the hand and said, "Oh please, nothing is happening. Whatever we heard about spirits and all, it's all rubbish. I'm really tired now. May I sleep on your bed, Laura?" Everyone wasn't happy about the hand-leaving action of hers. After that, George's body suddenly stiffened, and his eyes turned white. He began speaking in a heavy, menacing voice, asking Julie to come closer, and only talking to Julia, and said, "Do you remember me? Remember all the fake promises you made?" Laura and Peter tried to intervene, but George was totally uncontrollable. He dragged Julia to the storeroom, and the door locked behind them. Peter and Laura rushed to the church to seek help from the father, but found him absent. They grabbed a crucifix and returned to Laura's house. They broke the door in order to enter the storeroom. When they opened the storeroom door, they found George and Julia dead, their bodies brutally mutilated. They both called the ambulance and the police. The police were shocked and couldn't find the exact reason of their death. The next day at their funeral, Peter asked Laura why the spirit had targeted Julia specifically. "I guess there might be a connection between Julie and the spirit." Laura responded cryptically, "Maybe they do." And then, when she came back home, she seemed very relaxed as something just happened that she really wanted to. Then she sat on a sofa having a mysterious smile on her face and started thinking as she was recalling something in her mind.